Okay, so what I want to do today is instead of just giving you feedback, I want to actually work with your logos a little bit and see what ideas I can come up with to maybe help you get some ideas and show you a little bit about tools in Illustrator. Not a whole lot. This isn't necessarily an Illustrator tutorial, but along the way, hopefully, you'll pick up some tips. Please come into my office to see me if you have any questions. I would love to help you. This is one of my favorite graphics programs. So again, please come see me. So on this first logo that I looked at, I noticed a couple things. One, that I really think you need to do some more brainstorming. All three of your logos look about the same. So you've got the flower, you've got the box, you've got the text. And there's not really three ideas here. There's really just one idea. So I guess down here on the bottom there is a little bit of a different idea because the center of the flower is in the O. That's a good idea, something to work with. Tricky thing is that wherever the text and the flower interact, you get some tangents and some tricky spots. So you want to be careful with that. I decided I would just take this top logo and kind of work with it. There's some things I really like about all three or this idea. One is the flower shape. It's very organic, meaning it's not symmetrical. It's not exactly the same on all sides. It's not geometric. It's organic, and that's part of what makes flowers beautiful, is that they're not mechanical or robotic or unfeeling, but they're not all the same on all the sides, and there's some, how do I say it? It looks more natural, I guess you could say. So another thing I noticed is that these boxes are really trapping in the text and boxing it in, and so you get little tangents here where the edges of the text meet the top and the bottom. I like how you broke the Y out there. That helps a lot. But I'm going to try just getting rid of those boxes. So I went ahead and pulled the flower off, and also I got rid of this stroke because the stroke on the flower isn't really helping the shape. Instead, in fact, one of the teachers deducts points for thin black strokes. So let's just take that thin black stroke off. I noticed she had the center of the flower here. Somehow it got disconnected. So I kind of put them back together, grouped them, got rid of the box. Andes, since it's possessive, it needs to have an apostrophe in it. So I went ahead and put an apostrophe in Andes. I wanted some contrast because this particular font, it's a beautiful font. I like that it's unique. It's not a font from the lab. And it's working well, except that it's hard to read. And so I thought maybe if we just use it for contrast, let's put it on the most important word, which I think is probably Andes. So I'm going to make Andes the big word. I'm going to carefully kern these two letters. In other words, the space between the D and the Y looks a little bit too big, so I'm going to pull those in. Also pull the apostrophe down and in, and see what happens there. So there I've got my Andes. I'm also going to turn everything black and white. What black and white allows me to do is to see if there's sufficient contrast or visual interest in my logo. If my logo relies on the color, then there's probably not enough contrast in it. And if I ever have to photocopy my logo or send it somewhere in a black and white format, I want it to be readable and I want it to work. So, like, if this all became one shape, this logo wouldn't work. So anyway, I'm going to turn everything black and white. I'm going to find a font for the flower shop that contrasts size, and I'm also going to add some tracking to increase the space between the letters. At that size, since they're all caps, that tracking will actually help that text be more readable. Now, I'm experimenting with this flower. I'm not sure where to put it. If I put it up here in the corner, it's okay. It's got kind of a place there, although there's some tangenty things going on right there that I'm not comfortable with. So I'll just put it over there for a minute. Oh, maybe, what if I make it really, really big and try and put Andy's Flower Shop on top of it? Now, I noticed once I made the flower big that it had some little problems. Like right here, where the text and the flower overlap, I needed to get rid of some of that white so that the text would be more readable. Also, there's a lot of extra anchor points, so I'm just going in and kind of cleaning those up, deleting them, trying different angles of the flower, different sizes, and making it small. That's pretty readable. Okay, I think I can get that even when it's small and I'm far away. There's still a little more cleanup to do, so I just went in and got rid of some of the extra anchor points. Hope that makes sense. Now, I'm going to make a copy of this because I want to try a different idea. So I'm going to take the A and make it really big. I don't know how readable that is, but I think, okay, now that I think it's readable, and now I just need to find a place for Andy's and Flower Shop to go. Andy's, that works pretty well. The NDYS, I think I can read that. But Flower Shop is tricky because this Y has a descender that takes up all this space here. So I'm not sure what to do. Oh, here's a little cleanup place because that A, see how this little white piece comes in? I want to get rid of that little white piece. So I'm just going to go in with my white selection tool and pull that out. I'm going to move Flower Shop over and then turn the word flower white and now I can bring Andy's in to help the gestalt, the unity, the proximity, to bring this all together. I think that works pretty well as a secondary idea. It also, once I know that it's fairly strong in black and white, I can also try it with color and see how it looks. That looks more like a Flower Shoppy kind of color. So anyway, there's some ideas. I don't want you to necessarily copy my ideas, but I hope that you take from this the idea that you've got to have some contrast. Here, everything was the same. All the text is the same size, all the text is the same font, all the text is the same weight, same direction, same everything. It's in a box, so it's trapped and there's not white space. So here, whoops. So here we have some contrast between these two bits of text. This text and this text and this text. There's triple contrast here. And it's strong in black and white, so I know that there's a good amount of contrast. The A isn't trapped inside the flower. That would be impossible. I let it breathe, so I do have a couple of tangents. I wasn't too careful. I should have been a little bit more. But anyway, with changing angles and things, I could probably fix that. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'll just send this out to you as your own personal little movie. And hope that helps. Please come see me if you have any questions about it.